This is Ron Klopfanstein, and you're in the hot seat on a Media Monday. Hey everyone, I'm Ron Klopfanstein, and you're in the hot seat on a Media Monday. We want to welcome everyone who is streaming this video on the video broadcast on Twitch and Facebook Live, as well as those audio streaming audience at 955theheat.com and the TuneIn app, and those of you who are listening on the broadcast at 95.5 FM The Heat. We have a great show for you tonight. Later, I'm going to talk to the organizer of the upcoming Sci-Fi Horror Fest, and we're going to take a trip to Sylvan Beach Amusement Park. But we begin tonight with Charlie Perrotta. I describe him as an explorer as well as a photographer. Now, I first became aware of his work on Facebook, the photos you've been taking of wildlife, of nature, also like of the night sky. But there's a quality to your work that like really suggests that there's a quality to the way that you describe your work and what you're doing. I think that suggests that it has like a deeper meaning and has a significance. Maybe you could talk about that.
Sure, hello.
So what have you been up to?
So as of recently, I was just in Letchworth State Park for a week.
And where is that? That's up north,
that's
right?
south. Yeah, so that's actually west. It's south of Rochester.
Oh, okay.
It's about an hour south.
Uh-huh.
So I was there for a week. I was camping, and like you were saying, I was exploring. You're actually accurate on that. There is more of a deeper connection to the work I do. Most of the work I do revolves around me trying to. I find healing in nature myself. Mm-hmm.
So you find healing in being in
nature, and I also find
with it.
Correct, and then I also try to spread that same emotion, that same kind of feeling through my work. And that's what I hope comes through in my photos. It
definitely is. So when you're taking a picture, how do you decide what to photograph?
So usually it's me just walking around, and I hate to say it's whatever catches my eye, but that's kind of what it is.
Yeah, well, I think with most artists, like it begins with that.
I mean, one of the things was on Saturday, I took a picture of a sunset, and the bench caught my eye. And then I ended up with a really cool picture of a sunset with a bench. Right.
So, like, what makes you decide? So, you were telling me before this show, like, you were at New Hartford Town Park a few years ago, and you saw a sapling, and you took a picture, and it inspired you to, like, pursue this path.
Correct. So, I do what I call mental health walks. If I'm in this scenario where I just need to think or just rather not think, I just go out for a walk in nature and I find something. So I had gone to New Hartford Town Park and saw this little sapling, and I don't know why it caught my eye, but it did. And I started taking pictures of it, and from that point onward, I've just been kind of full steam ahead.
So you kind of like charted a bit of its growth. I mean, it's happening slow.
A little bit, and I've been taking pictures of it since.
Like your tree, yeah. So it inspired something in you.
It did. I was kind of on a path of trying to find what my purpose was, because I really didn't feel like I had one. And that one kind of gave me a feeling of, it felt like I was doing the right thing.
A few weeks ago, I had a guest on here, Mark Usick, who is an artist too. And what he's working with now, he writes, he also makes like fly fishing, the lures. And he also, he does stuff like with wood burning stuff. He was talking too about like how being in nature, like being in a river when he fishes, there's something about that like puts you in touch with like such larger primal things that it is a healing experience. So can you tell me a little bit about like what is a mental health walk? How do you approach it?
So that is actually extremely accurate. So the way I approach things is I try and find an area. It doesn't necessarily need to be the most scenic thing in the world. Mm-hmm. It's somewhere that feels comfortable. Whether it be a park, maybe it's a trail, maybe it's just the backyard and you've got some woods back there that you know. Right. But somewhere where you can kind of almost turn your brain off. And just walk through, and rather than thinking about what's coming, rather than thinking about what happened in the past, just focus on what you're actively looking at, and just walk through and experience the moment. And I find that maybe in the beginning, beginning of the walk, sometimes people are like, oh, why am I doing this? And then by about the halfway point, you kind of realize like, okay, this is why I'm here.
I think that there's like something to be said for just the practice of mindfulness, of like being in the moment and like experiencing what is actually there, like IRL, in real
Yes.
life. I think there's something really profound about that.
It is, and I feel like a lot of people have lost touch with that. Especially, ironically enough, I use social media to spread it, but
Right.
with social media, I feel like a lot of people have lost that connection to just what's out there. And the slogan for my photo channel, or my photo page, is actually look at the world through a new lens. Because I feel like we're already looking at the world through a lens every day.
Right.
So I want to change the perspective that people are using that.
And now you actually did go out there. You
Yes.
were in the state park. Like you actually camped. And
Oh, yeah, in a
and by
tent.
camping, we mean like you had a camp, you had a tent, you had a fire for heat.
Yeah,
so
I got
tell us
rained
about
on.
this trip. Yeah, you got rained on. You were out there in the elements. You were doing the real thing.
Yes.
So tell us about this trip.
So so I went out there.
You
They
made it
have-
back in time for the show.
Yeah, yes, I did, just in time for it, thankfully. So I went out there originally last Sunday. Tent, sleeping bag, the whole 9 yards.
How much food did you bring?
So I used dehydrated meals this time.
Oh, okay.
I brought, I want to say it was 18 or 20 dehydrated meals, and then 4 of the Old Ben's bags of rice, actually.
Wow. So like, how big is a dehydrated meal?
So it's the equivalent of 2 servings of like a normal meal. On average, they have like 28 grams of protein, though,
Yeah,
which is the
yeah.
primary reason I was constantly using that.
Yeah,
But they have
because you have to get your muscles to be out there doing all that
exactly, and
stuff,
you're using
Yeah.
a lot of effort.
Yeah, right.
So I was going through, I'd say 3 dehydrated meals a day, and that was kind of keeping me sustained. And I normally eat a lot, but then I also have granola bars, things like that, like granola bars and breakfast bars.
So what's a day like? You're out there at the state park, you're camping. You are like kind of choosing really to be out there in nature,
Yes.
immersed, and kind of a bit away from the real world and the electronic world. What is a day like for you when you're camping at a state park?
So I'll use Letchworth as an example. I wake up about 4 or 5 o'clock, primarily because I'm looking to catch the sunrise, or for the
Do you wake up on your own or with an alarm?
It varies. This time I had alarm set, but I was waking up before the alarms anyway, so it worked
Yeah.
out and I didn't wake anybody else up. So that's the good thing.
Right.
But got lucky on that one, I feel. Normally I do have to use alarms.
Yeah.
If you are going to use them, I definitely recommend keep the volume low.
Oh, right, because other people, yeah.
Exactly.
They're on vacation. They
Don't wanna
want
wake them up
get
that
up
early.
for the sunset, for the sunrise.
Yeah, so like 4 o'clock, I'm trying to get the Milky Way like you saw a couple of
Yeah,
times.
yeah.
5 o'clock, I'm aiming for the sunrise within the next hour or so.
Yeah.
I'll go out there. For Letchworth, you got to make a bit of a drive, but if you can hike to it, I usually just hike from that point on, from the tent to there. Kind of go about whatever my morning routine is right there at wherever I'm doing my
what
shot.
would be your morning routine? Because when you're out there, you're camping, you're by yourself.
Yep.
And you are choosing to like kind of be by yourself to like for the mental health aspects and to kind of like meditate in a way.
That's actually kind of how I start my day, which is this one is a perfect example. They have overlooks, which, as it sounds, overlook
Yeah.
big gorge.
Beautiful views. and
Exactly.
stuff. Yeah.
So I would sit there for probably 15, 20 minutes, and for me, meditation is just I turn my brain off and breathe. And I just listen and feel what's around me. And that's kind of how I start my day at a state park, like, or if I'm camping or anything like that, because in the city, you're always rushing around in the morning. It's very nice to take time and just
kind of like
stop.
the rhythm of nature itself. Like the sun
Exactly.
rises at a certain time, it sets at a certain time, and goes like according to its balance and its calendar on its own and stuff. And it kind of forces you, I think, to slow down to it.
Exactly.
Which is
And everyone
probably
wants
good.
to kind of go at their speed, but if you kind of slow down,
Yeah.
you see a lot more.
What do you see more? Like if you look at your photography from when you began, as opposed to now, and also like in terms of like your photography now, especially considering that you've had these experiences, like how is your work richer or deeper or more meaningful?
I would actually say quite a bit more from when I first started. So from when I first started, it was more of just what catches my eye and like what looks good. Now that's the thing that initially is what I look for when I'm taking a picture, but when I'm then, whether it be zooming in or figuring out exactly what part of that scene I want, I try to figure out what emotion am I feeling from looking at it.
Okay.
And I try to make sure that now is what the person who's going to be looking at the scene is also going to be feeling. or as close to it. And I feel like I've found a way to capture the colors, the emotion, and the overall view of it a lot better.
So, for an example, like I saw some of the ones that you took of the overlook.
Yes.
Like when you're on the overlook, and if I remember correctly, that was like a big boulder kind of view.
Yep.
So, what is the emotion that you want to that you feel, and that you want to convey to the viewer?
If I could use one word, it would be the word serenity.
Serenity.
Yep. Just that moment of serenity where you have peace. You kind of have that, reckless, rush. And further than peace, you have the moment of serenity where everything feels like it stops.
Yeah.
Everything's kind of paused, almost like a picture.
Yeah.
And that's what those moments feel like.
In your work, photographing space, definitely like drives that home as well, because like there's nothing more timeless and eternal and everlasting and same is space. Is that what you feel when you're looking into space?
Yes, I'm a big nerd, as you can probably tell, especially when it comes to science.
Fan.
Yes,
yep.
especially when it comes to science, and space is one of my big ones.
Yeah.
So when I looked up, I was taking a picture of a different part of the sky, and I happened to turn around and look up, and I saw the Milky Way, and I stopped the picture I was taking and turned and was like, "That's what I want." And it turned out the first one I think you saw with the shooting star, that was that picture.
And what did you feel?
Awe, just pure awe. The fact that like I can't think of the last time I could look up and say that's the Milky Way, or even take a picture of it, but be able to see it.
Right.
And it's just mind blowing that it took so long for me to realize I needed that.
Yeah. I can definitely see like how this would be healing for mental health for the person who does this, goes on these trips and takes these pictures. But for us as viewers too, like I picked up on that like right away on your Facebook post that was definitely there. Now, give me an example. Can you think of a time when like you were surprised by the emotion that you feel or the meaning that you ascribed to a certain photo or certain thing? Like maybe having these experiences, like you look at say a flower or a bird in a whole new way that you never did before.
I actually had a whole perspective realization moment with one of my experiences. So I'm not sure if you had seen it, the video of the butterfly on the path.
I did not.
Okay, so I had an instance, and it sounds like it's out of a fairy tale, so I had to capture it on camera. Which was, I had a butterfly lead me to a trail I didn't know was there.
Wow.
And then led me a mile down the trail to the Genesee River itself.
Wow.
And I was able to walk right up. It's the only place in the whole park you can do it. And I didn't even know it existed. So I got it on camera.
How amazing.
Right? And it's the simple
There has to be a meaning for stuff like that.
That's my thing. I'm a very spiritual person personally.
Yeah, me too.
So seeing that, it's like, I wonder who that is potentially type of thing.
Right.
But at the same time, it's also like, I guess I'll use the word a guide.
Yeah.
Right? The world hands you a guide. The universe does.
Yeah.
And if you follow it, you'll find that you might find something you never imagined, which was my case. But the lesson I learned from it and kind of the view change I got was there's a lot of things in my life that I have actively avoided because I didn't think that they were life-changing enough. I didn't think they were important enough.
Yeah.
And it's easy to say, I'm going to do that later. I'm just not going to do that. I'll do the bigger thing. But if you take the moment to do the small thing, it leads to something drastically bigger than what you imagined in the first place. And that was my big eureka moment for my trip.
Yeah, that is pretty amazing.
Thank you.
So to think that there was a one spot where you could see that, and I think it's just incredible the way that the way that people who create art, and anybody can do this. It's amazing when you let art touch you, and when you let your own process of creating art touch yourself emotionally.
Exactly.
Because it does make you grow, and it's kind of like how I think humans are supposed to grow.
I feel like that's true, because I mean you look back to as old as humans get, and we've got cave
We
paintings.
told stories. We said what happened,
Yes.
like the drawings on the cave. You know,
Yup.
it's like what you're doing is something that humans have done for millions and millions and millions of years.
Exactly. And I'm somebody who's very in touch with that kind of, like you were saying before, primal, more primitive side.
Right.
I very
right.
much enjoy, like, I'll take my shoes off, go barefoot, and go walk in a forest. I'm in my happy place.
Right.
Like,
right. Yeah.
that's the type of person I am. So.
And how amazing that, like, you decide to share that with the public, you know?
And it's ironic because I'm the person who doesn't typically like their picture taken.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Pictures were never my thing.
Yeah.
And social media wasn't really my thing. And one
You're
day
very good at it.
Thank you very much. And one day one of my friends was like, she goes, you need to start showing people.
Yeah.
So I started posting a little bit, and then a couple of pictures blew up. And I was like, all right, you know what? Let's try this.
It's interesting because I found you on Facebook, and I'm not really sure why, but I found it. And like it spoke to me like right away. Like I could tell like there was something, like you had a point and a meaning, and I felt like what you were doing was beneficial and something that people need to know more about. What's the response been like of the public?
It's been honestly phenomenal. From this trip alone, I've had, I want to say 10 or 15 people reach out to me directly and say that specifically because of what you shared, I'm either on a hike right now, I've gone on a hike, or I want to go on a hike. I've had a couple of people ask me to bring them on hikes, which if I'm able to, I actually am planning something for the end of the month, which is an open to the public event.
Really?
Yes.
Well, you have to keep us informed about this, because
Absolutely.
I would love to like talk about this, perhaps to go, because I think it would be really interesting, like to go on a hike and experience it from your perspective.
And that's exactly it. I host.
So people would like, I think,
That's what I'm hoping for.
Yeah.
So over the last year, twice a year, I host a group, what I call a group nature walk.
Charlie, we're going to talk more about that in the next segment. We're almost out of time with this segment here, but we're going to hear more about that and about all this stuff when we come back. We're going to talk more to Charlie Perrotta. I'm also going to take you on a trip to Sylvan Beach Amusement Park. And later, we'll be joined by Tiffani Beth Gager, who will be here to talk about the Sci-Fi Horror Fest. I'm Ron Klopfanstein, and you're in the hot seat on a Media Monday. I'll have more after the break. Hey everyone, welcome back to the hot seat on this Media Monday. I'm Ron Klopfanstein. Summertime is made for beaches and amusement parks, and we have both right here in the Mohawk Valley. Photojournalist Jim Hale and I spent an afternoon at Sylvan Beach Amusement Park. Here's our story. I'm Ron Klopfanstein at Sylvan Beach Amusement Park. Today I'm going to go on some rides, play some games, and hang out with some cool people. I'm with Reed. Reed just got off the scrambler, so what was it like?
It was really fast and it was really fun.
So are you going to try some other rides here at Sylvan Beach Amusement Park?
Yes, I will.
Are you having a good time?
Yes.
Thanks, bud. I'm with Mary and Dan, who just got off the Himalaya ride. So what was it like?
He got crushed.
She had a really good time, but I got crushed. You got crushed?
Yeah, you know, like a pancake. Yeah, and I just crushed him on the other ride too, so
I was going to say, so you just got off the scrambler as well. What's your favorite ride here at Sylvan Beach Amusement Park?
actually I like the fun house.
The fun house?
Because I used to go to that all the time younger, so.
Oh, really? How long have you been coming here to Sylvan Beach Amusement Park?
I've only been a couple of years since I've been in New York, but she's been here since.
Probably the 70s, mid-70s.
Me too.
I and my family used to come here all the time, so.
I'm with Lisa and Lillian, and you guys found something here at Sylvan Beach Amusement Park, right?
Yes, of
What
course.
did you get?
I got a strawberry milkshake.
And I'm going to share with her.
That's good. So what are you guys doing here today?
Well, we are hanging out with family that's out of town today, and so we were playing some games, and she said, hey, can I get some ice cream? And I said, sure, why not?
So you think this is a really great place to like bring people from out of town?
Oh, of course. Yes, we have. I've been coming here since I was my son's age, which is probably about 7 or 8, and we come every summer because we love it so much here.
Mommy?
What's your favorite thing here, Lillian?
I really like playing the games. They're really fun.
Which game are you best at?
Probably the one where you have to like roll the ball.
Skee-ball.
Yes.
Okay. And how about you? What's your favorite thing to do? Get ride or game or food?
The games.
Which game?
Are
Are you a skee-ball guy too? All right. I think
my nickname was one of my nicknames when I was like
4.
4 or like 6 Skeeters because I really like that game and I was very good.
Alright, you wanna go?
So you tell me what to do.
Okay. I have the quarter to do it. No, I have the quarter. This one more. Do this one.
These 2 work, yes. So this one and that one. No, not that one, that one right there, yeah.
This one?
Okay. So what are you trying to do with the balls?
And then try and get it into the 50, 40, 40, or 10.
Oh, the higher points there.
Yeah.
Okay, so now I'm aiming for the 50 at the top.
Yes.
All right. Oh, I got nothing. Oh, 10. Oh, that's not too bad. That's something. You got 10 too. All right, let me see. I'm going to try for that 20 in the middle here.
Oh, you got it.
Oh, 20. Well, let's see if you can do it.
Oh, I can do more.
Hey, okay, you keep going. You show me.
Oh, this time's been smart.
Yes.
You want to do the last one?
Absolutely. That's really good work. Hey, you want to try this last one? Let's do it.
Wait, can you hold my quarter, please?
Yes.
Thank you. Shake up, boom, boom.
Oh, you got 10. You got 10.
Hi, Ron.
Hey, I'm with Donna Ray at Sylvan Beach Amusement Park, and you guys do a lot of stuff here. People can like have their parties here, birthday parties, pizza parties.
We have, pizza birthday parties are the best because, of course, you know.
What a place to have your birthday party at an
It's
amusement
great.
park, like right
You
here.
can go on all the rides, play, look at the kids. We got quite a few kids we just opened up. The kids love
crowds are coming
the
in.
Scrambler, the Tilt-A-Whirl. I love the bumper cars, which I'm going to get Ron on. But the
We're gonna
birthday
challenge
parties,
me.
I'm
I'm pretty good though.
Yeah, I don't know about that. But the birthday parties, the pizza is fantastic. Number one, because Sue at the Cabana's little cafe thing we have over there.
Yeah.
Look at all the kids are going to
Look at the people, look at the crowds, yes. Friday.
She makes the pizzas.
Yeah.
And so it's, you get the party package
Uh-huh.
with the pizza party, and then we throw in little free things like some cotton candy, and everybody gets ride
Tons of stuff.
bands, and then the birthday kid gets another special gift to come back.
Wow.
So then they can go and ride and have fun.
What a good deal. I'm with Keen, Brody, Mason, and Kemp. And you guys are about to go on the roller coaster, but I think you just got off of a ride, Kemp. Is that right?
Yeah.
What did you just get off of?
The boomer.
And how was it?
It was good.
Or do you think I should give the roller coaster a shot too? I'm with Pat, he's the general manager of the Sylvan Beach Amusement Park. And you said you've been here since the late 60s, right?
1967 was my first job when I was 17.
Wow, and what was that job?
It was a fascination announcer, and I did that for 14 years actually. After got out of high school, went through college, and started my teaching career in Whitesboro.
You were a teacher too?
Whitesboro Middle School for 49 years.
Wow, that's cool. I'm a teacher too. I'm a school teacher too. So, but theme parks this amusement park was so much in your blood that you had to buy it eventually.
As a small child, I used to come with my parents. We had a camp in Sylvan Beach, and I would always come down daily and ride rides and have fun. Told my parents at a young age that at some point I was going to do. And I don't think no one ever believed me exactly.
What was it like to buy an amusement park? That's so cool. What's the first thing that you
I
did?
bought the Playland game building, which was Fascination and Skee Ball, basically. 5 kiddie rides, the Bomber Scrambler, and the Glassland Dark Ride was the first acquisitions. And then slowly putting pieces back together and adding rides. When I retired, we were at 21 rides from 8.
Wow, wow.
Including the Galaxy Coaster.
Now the Laughland ride is particularly historic. It has significance historically.
Laughland Ride is made by a company called the Pretzel Amusement Company from New Jersey. Our cars are the original pretzel cars. If you stand back and look at the front of the car, it looks like a pretzel.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. They're cast iron pretzels.
Yeah.
Probably of that vintage, there may be one other one operating in the country, and ours probably the best example of a classic pretzel dark ride.
Wow.
Wow.
I'm with Riley. And Riley just got here to Sylvan Beach Amusement Park. And for your first ride, you're going to go on this one called Laughland. But it looks like it's called Laughland, but it looks a little bit scary. Do you think it's going to be scary?
No.
No? And if it is, you think you're going to be brave enough? Okay, you think I'll be brave enough too? All right, well, I'm going to give it a shot. Came here as a child, you worked here from age 14, you bought the place, you owned it for over 3 decades.
So this is 59 years, 59 seasons.
What is so amazing and special about Sylvan Beach Amusement Park?
They always say in Sylvan Beach in general, and amusement park in particular, I guess, once you've been in Sylvan Beach and get sand in your shoes, the sand never goes out of your shoes, and you come back. And I think that's true of a lot of people who vacation here.
I had a great time today at Sylvan Beach Amusement Park. Went on some rides, played some games, had some food, and hung out with some cool new friends. Have some fun yourself here at Sylvan Beach Amusement Park. For 95.5 FM The Heat, I'm Ron Klopfanstein. I had such a good time at Sylvan Beach Amusement Park, and I just want to say, give a shout out to all those cool kids I hung out with there. We had a really good time on the roller coaster and stuff, and that was a really great place. Now they are open on Thursdays through Sundays, Thursdays and Sundays from noon to 8. On Fridays and Saturdays on weekend days, so from noon to 9 p.m. For those of you listening to this story on the radio, I will have the story available on my YouTube channel. I'll post that tonight by 9 p.m. and it'll be on my Facebook account as well. So we'll have this whole show available on video and podcast on Wednesday at uticaphoenix.net/Media Monday. And Charlie Perrotta is joining us in the studio. Charlie Perrotta is still hanging out in the studio here. Charlie, you just got back from a trip to, where were you? Where were you on your trip?
Letro State Park.
And what were you doing there? For the listeners just tuning in now, you are a photographer, and I also describe you as an explorer. What were you exploring there?
So I actually explored the majority of the park. I explored all except for 3 or 4 trails.
Really?
So quite literally, I explored the entire park.
Why did you choose that park?
Since I was a kid, this is going to sound wild, but since
I love
was a
stories
kid,
like this.
I've always been, like I said, a science nerd.
Yeah.
The Genesee River and like a culture is Native American culture is something that's always been one of my main interests.
Yeah.
So the Genesee River is extremely important in their culture.
Why?
So there's a lot of, on top of hunting and trading, there's a lot of spiritual meaning behind the Genesee River, especially with all the trails that it breaks off to. And traditionally, it's one that was extremely meaningful to, I believe it was the Seneca and the Mohawk. So going to the Genesee River has been like a dream since I was a child. But I wanted to be able to do it in a way that it was at my pace, I could see what I wanted to see and all that. So that's why I did it the way I did. I went by myself, went for a little over a week, and just did everything primitively.
When you were, I was gonna say, when you were camping, you really mean that. Like you like heated it with a fire, you cooked your food with a fire.
Yep.
A little bit of your phone, I think you used, because you posted some photos.
Yep.
You took your picture of your phone, but like you really experienced it. You were like really there, one with nature.
Correct.
What was that like?
It's an almost indescribable feeling, because how I like to go about it is when I get to somewhere that is especially that nature like focused, I just want to immerse myself in it and just get like obsessed with whatever I can see.
Yeah.
That's kind of the main goal behind it. And I'm not gonna lie, trying to capture everything on camera while also just trying to like experience as much as humanly possible.
Yeah.
It's a hard balance to get, but at the same time, once I was able to figure it out and I was passing by all the overlooks that would have service, and I was like, okay, I'm gonna do all of this, and I'm gonna come by, I'm gonna share and I'm going to go and spend the whole rest of the day.
So you really compartmentalized.
Yes.
Was that hard at first? Because I think for most of us, even though like we know that would be, even though we want to be like that, we want to compartmentalize. We want to control our phone usage. You know, it's very hard. I mean, that must have been hard at first to like keep yourself to that. Was it hard?
To an extent, yes and no. When I was sitting at camp at night, that's arguably when it was hardest. Because like you just want to sit there and think, or you just want to sit there and be on your phone.
Right.
But I would intentionally put myself in like a spot where the signal was just good enough. I couldn't like sit there and scroll on reels. So
Right.
I just had to exist. But outside of that, during
What
the
did
day,
you actually do though? Like during that time, like say you know it's evening,
Yep.
you know you're gonna make your food with your fire, your campfire and stuff, and you really do want to limit your phone use to
Yep.
not like use it for entertainment or for distraction. But so you buy yourself in the woods. So where does your mind go?
So I brought like external battery chargers.
Mm-hmm.
So one of the things I did was I would plug my phone into it, I would put it in the tent, zip the tent up, and then I would go sit by the fire. Like I think you might have seen I did like the educational video with the
Yep.
fire and things like that.
Right. Yeah. We'll talk about that more in the next segment too. Yeah.
Perfect. But I would just sit by the fire. As simple as it sounds, just watch the fire dance, listen to the animals. I had chipmunks running up to me, so I'm sitting there looking at those. Like, just looking at everything that happens around you. Everyone looks around, they just see trees and grass. But if you really, really stop, you start to see, yeah, there's bugs and everything, but they have a purpose. The birds have a purpose. The trees have a purpose. They all are doing something. And if you stop to notice it all, you start to see a lot more.
So you could kind of like see, could you almost like feel the interconnectedness?
Yes.
Of like how we're really all connected.
Well, that's the thing is at the end of the day, and I'm a self-proclaimed hippie, so like
Yeah.
I'm, you know, peace, love, and
Me
nature.
too. Yeah,
that's
yeah,
how I
right.
am.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, we are all made of the same thing. We're all
Right.
made of stars, quite
Yeah.
literally.
Right. Yes.
So
And there was a song like that too.
Yes, there
It was
is.
Moby, right? Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
So, like, at the end of the day, we all are connected in one shape or form.
Right.
So, like, if you really go out into nature and stop and really put yourself there and immerse yourself in it, there's a feeling that you get from it. Like, when I've taken people out, I'll bring somebody along a trail I like, but I'll specifically go to one spot, and I'll make everybody stop, even if there's a group of us, and just take 5-10 minutes. Don't talk, you know, just sit down, relax, breathe, and just listen and just feel it.
When you do that, do you ever see in others, or maybe even feel in yourself, like a moment where, like, when you try to do that, like at first, it seems like it's not going to happen. I cannot quiet my mind. I cannot be one with nature. But then, like, you think I can't. But then, like, you release. Is that kind of how it works?
All the time. So everyone tells me I can't meditate because I think too much.
Yeah.
For me, like I've said with mental health, my issue is quite literally that I think too much.
Yeah. With all of us, I think. It's
Exactly.
common, yeah.
So I look at everybody and I'm like, okay, we'll fix that.
So I would think that if that was the issue, and it normally is, like
Yeah.
that being in the woods, cut off from the internet as much as you can, you know, by yourself would make you think more. So I kind of want to know about how you get to the process of like that moment where, like, you know, you've kind of stepped out of your life into kind of like a different state. We're trying to get into a different state of mind, but you're still thinking like, I want to look at my phone. I want to look at my phone. Like, what that's like. So we're going to talk about that after the break. So I think we're going to keep you after the break. Our other guests may have got lost in traffic here, but we're hanging out with explorer photographer Charlie Perrotta. We come back, we'll talk more about this. And of course, if you'd like to see or hear this show, you can get it Wednesday at uticaphoenix.net/Media Monday, both as a podcast, as a video as well. I'm Ron Klopfanstein. I'll have more Hot Seat Media Monday after the break. Looking to Ron Klopfanstein, you're on the Hot Seat on Media Monday. Hey everybody, welcome back to the show. Next week on the Hot Seat Media Monday, we're going to be hanging out with two of my all-time favorite guests here. Drew Allen is one. He's from Drew's Magic and Balloons. He's been on the show twice, and Howard Peters from Utica Royalties will be returning as well for her third time. Also, next week we'll be joined by our entertainment correspondent, Nabil Khan, and Lily Jaizi Gemini will be here as well. That'll be Monday, August 11th, right here at 95.5 FM, broadcast and streaming. For information on any upcoming shows of Hot Seat Media Monday, as well as the show notes, videos, and podcasts of past episodes, go to uticaphoenix.net/Media Monday. The Sci-Fi Horror Fest will be held on Friday, August 15th and Saturday, August 16th at the Vernon Downs Hotel and Casino. They'll have celebrities, vendors, sideshow performers, and so much more. So we're joined today by Tiffani Beth Gager from the Hi-Fi, I keep saying Hi-Fi, you know. My great-grandmother had like a big record player thing that was called the Hi-Fi. It was like a big stereo thing from like the early 20th century. But you're from the Sci-Fi Horror Fest.
Yeah.
So tell us about this.
Oh, I'm so excited. Thank you for having me here.
We're excited too. We're all like huge sci-fi fans. And of course, this is a media show. So like, we're chomping at the bit to hear about this.
Yeah, and I love to talk about it.
Great.
So Sci-Fi Horror Fest, yes, August 15th and 16th at the Vernon Downs Hotel and Casino. We are super family friendly.
I love that.
You know, we are person-centered, trauma-informed based.
Yeah.
Because everybody that walks through the door, no matter who you are, where you come from, you belong there.
Yeah.
And we want you there. And it's so awesome. It's like a family reunion. And the cool thing is like, you don't just go to see the celebrities, which we'll get into in a second, but you go to see friends and family and make new friends and new family.
It's about community. I think sci-fi, I mean, horror, any like a genre, you know, there's a community that builds around this. It's wonderful.
We are a community, and the cool thing is like horror was always kind of taboo.
Yep.
Like people always kind of thought that if you liked horror, you liked serial killers and stuff, there's something wrong with you.
Yep.
And so that's a stigma, right?
Yes.
We want to remove that stigma because everybody has their own thing that they connect to. And we are a community. And it doesn't matter if you love horror or just sci-fi or both or, you know, Comic-Cons, you belong there, right? And you talk about community. And the one thing we pride ourselves on is last year we had the American Foundation for Suicide Prevention come and have a table and we raised money for them. This year we have Be the One Ride coming. They're veterans. We support all veterans, all active military, first responders, law enforcement, corrections. And they're going to come and they're going to have a raffle to raise money for Be the One Ride for suicide awareness and prevention, not just for veterans and active military, but for everybody. So we are very community centered. We love to give back. We love to have the community be a part of our event because it's so important. And which leads us to everything else. We try to make it so friendly for everybody that no matter what, you feel comfortable. And
I think with sci-fi and horror, especially with sci-fi at times, some people feel as if like in order to approach it, they need to already have a lot of knowledge about the MCU or about like these different universes, and you really don't. It's just a thing you can get into at your own pace.
You don't have to be into sci-fi, you don't have to be into horror. Just come to have fun, because here's the beautiful part about it. On any weekend, there's a million events, right? On any given weekend. It's really special when people, lives, right?
Yeah.
So it's really special when people come choose your event to spend their money, spend their time, spend quality time with friends and family, and choose you for self-care. Even if you're one of the many things they're going to do over the weekend, the fact that they choose your event is really, really special. And they should know that.
So why is it important to you that this is a big part of the event, that the self-care, the healing, the community, the unity? Why is this so important?
Well, so in my day job, I am a mental health first aid coordinator and instructor, a trauma-informed care trainer, a work wellness trainer, and a school and safety suicide prevention trainer.
So you're on the front lines.
I am on the front lines, but can I be real vulnerable?
Of course.
I'm a survivor.
Yeah.
I'm a multiple time suicide attempt survivor. And I know what it's like to feel like you don't fit. And what's beautiful about life and everything is you don't have to. Life isn't meant to be perfect. We're human. We're not meant to be perfect. Mental health isn't meant to be perfect. And sci-fi and horror is creativity. Yeah. So we open the doors for people to be creative in their cosplay and their thoughts, their feelings, their interactions with everybody. That's the important part about it. We treat everybody equal, from the guests to the attendees to the vendors. We treat everybody equal. And let me tell you, we have the most amazing volunteer family, and Vernon Downs, first of all, Josh and Brandy bend over backwards for us so we can bend over backwards for everybody else. And we have an amazing family and team that upholds that love and empathy for everybody that walks in. And we might be small, but we're mighty, because we're not reinventing the wheel, right? There's a million other events, there's a million other, conventions. We just bring our own twist to our own
I think
thing.
that depth that you bring to it, the meaning is an extra thing. I'm wondering too, like if I think that there's something about like particularly genres that draw people in that maybe are outsiders. Like for me, growing up being gay, like I had a lot of trouble fitting in. I didn't fit in at all. Like for me, what was my escape were soaps. So the soap opera genre for me was like what sci-fi is to my husband and to other people. So I think that there's something like unique about genres of entertainment, like the sub-genres that I think speak to people that really need to like find an entertainment genre that where they like feel like they fit in, and like it's not exactly part of the total mainstream, but it's still a thing and you're still there. Does that make sense?
It does, because
I guess I'm trying to understand like why I feel the way that I feel about the genres that I feel.
Because you connect.
Yeah,
There's something within you, whether you experienced something as a child, you connected with something in a movie.
I think for me,
or
like I watched General Hospital as a child, I was supposed to be taking a nap. My mother thought I was taking a nap, but I was watching General Hospital. I was 3 years old. So like, but I mean, it was an escape, and it was an escape throughout my childhood. Particularly like the difficult years in high school, middle school, being in the closet, being gay. Like I think for you, like how did horror help you through a difficult time? Or sci-fi, whichever genre helped you through your...
Both. Like horror helped me through because I didn't, even in a way feeling like an outcast, like I had no purpose, I didn't belong. Seeing other people react to horror movies the way I did made me think, okay, so if I'm a freak, I'm not a freak by myself.
Your experiences are common for other people, that are normal, right?
Correct, and even though we may not be in the same boat, our storm is similar, and we see things a similar way.
I like that. Even though we're not in the same boat, our storm is similar. That's a really good way to look at things.
Yeah, and so that's why I love that, because everybody that comes, and I don't know if I like to use the word escape. Self-care is huge, right?
Yeah.
Self-care helps us take a pause, stop lifing for a second, and do something that fills our soul, that fills our cup, so we can be the best versions of ourselves.
Yeah.
Or maybe you're having a really hard time, you're struggling, right? You can come to our event and be surrounded by like-minded people, and if you say, you know what, I am having a really, can I be crass? I'm having a really shitty time in life. We can be like, you know what? We got you. Come in here and enjoy everything here. And we're approachable. Like we're the promoters, but we're approachable. Our team's approachable. If you want a hug, if you just need a moment, even though we're busy, we're going to stop what we're doing and take the very minimum, a few minutes out of our day to see you and to hear you and to acknowledge that you're here, and we're really grateful that you're here and that you exist.
Wow. So what are some of the things you have going on? I'm
so glad
I'm so excited
you
about
asked.
this. Yeah. Who are these celebrities?
So we have, I have words. Words are hard. We have Bill Moseley coming, who is Top from Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2.
Okay.
He was in Rob Zombie's Devil's Rejects. I mean, he's been in so much. We have Stretch, Caroline Williams, who was in Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2. She was in The Legend of Billie Jean. She's been in a lot of other things. We've got, and I'm fangirling over this, I'm going to have to talk myself down and remember, not attacking him is not in his contract, right? Terrence Zdunich, who wrote Repo the Genetic Opera, Devil's Carnival, Alleluia, like, a brilliant man. He's coming, and Bill Moseley was in Repo the Genetic Opera with Ogre and everybody. Yes. And then we have Tyler Mane, who was Sabretooth in Deadpool, and then he was Michael Myers in Rob Zombie's Halloween, and he's been on a lot of other things as well. We have Lisa Wilcox, who is the final girl in Nightmare on Elm Street 4 and 5, and then we also have William Forsythe, and I'm going to age myself here, y'all, because I'm old. But I remember him very first from The Untouchables. He played Al Capone in the series. And then he was in Raising Arizona. He was in Rob Zombie's Halloween, Rob Zombie's Devil's Rejects. He was in Boardwalk Empire. He was in Dick Tracy. Like, there's so much, and he's coming to. He's wonderful. Then we have Movie Dumpster. That's going to be coming, and they'll be doing a panel with the content creators with Grim and Cecil. Grim and Cecil will be doing a movie. You ever watch Mystery Science Theater 3000?
Oh,
and
yeah.
stuff?
Well, my husband's like going nuts over there. Yeah. We got to get passes to that panel.
So that's a movie riff, and that's on Saturday.
Oh,
and
wow. That'd be this. That's like what he wants to go.
Yes. So Grim and Cecil will be doing a movie riff on Saturday. But we have a celebrity panel. We have paranormal panels. We have content creator panels. We have podcasting panels. We're going to be premiering Graveyard Shark from Mad Angel Films. We're going to be showing a film from Syracuse International Film Festival. And then we have a ton of vendors as well, like our sponsor, Nevermore Tattoo and Collective, whoop, whoop, which I'm covered in. And then we've got X-Files Preservation and Collectibles.
I'm trying to get them to sponsor the show, too.
Yes.
I'll have to talk to them there.
Yes, let's talk to them. And then X-Files Preservation, they're going to be there, and they're going to have some of their stuff, because their museum in Saratoga Springs is amazing.
What is the museum?
X-Files Collectibles and Preservation.
There's an X-Files museum in Saratoga Springs?
Yes, and let me tell you.
Oh my gosh, I had no idea.
They have original molds that created the monsters.
What?
They have wardrobe.
From the TV show, the X-Files?
Yes.
Oh my gosh.
They have scripts. They have they have storyboards for an amusement park that was supposed to be built by Disney. They've got scripts. They have the molds that
Disney
they made
was
the monsters.
going to make a theme park for the X-Files?
They were, and it was going to be episode based.
Oh my god, and they didn't do that? It's
They didn't do that.
me.
But it's
I kind of wish I didn't know that now.
But when you go there, it's right there. I even saw it. Like I made a
What do
video.
you mean it's right there?
Like the storyboard is right there.
Like it would have been. If
It would have been. They have scripts, original scripts that were signed by the cast, pictures.
Oh my gosh.
Like what they have out is only half of what they actually have.
This sounds amazing. So now tell us again, like I already have it down here, but tell us when is the Sci-Fi Horror Fest?
Sci-Fi Horror Fest, August 15th and 16th at Vernon Downs Hotel and Casino. VIP ticket holders get in at 2 p.m. on Friday and at 10 a.m. on Saturday. General admission gets in at 11 a.m. on Saturday and 3 p.m. on Friday. And then we have Elm Street Tacos are coming, Delilicious Food Truck. We've got crocheters. We have My Bloody.
Oh
We
my
have
gosh.
Fudge, Good Savory Fudge. And,
I have a friend who's
cookies.
making it crocheting, so yeah.
Yes, we have many. We have Reliquy. They sell plus-size goth clothing.
Nice.
Yes, we have.
I just did a story on a size inclusive pop up for clothes.
Really? No, and she's beautiful.
Inclusive
She does
thing.
beautiful work. We've got Anne's
Because it
Midnight
can be hard to
Creation.
find, like it can be
Super
hard.
hard.
And to be able to find clothes that you want, but to still feel good about yourself, and not to be put in a position where like you feel as if you feel worse about yourself because you're trying to buy something, So it's
I mean, her stuff is handmade and it's gorgeous, and she's
So
got bags.
people like read about and hear about Comic Cons all the time,
Yeah.
but like for someone who's never been to this is kind of like a con, right?
It is a convention. It's a con.
So like, what does that mean? What's it like?
What
do you do?
Specifically, ours is like a giant Halloween party. People
Okay.
come in cosplay. Please come in cosplay. I'll be in cosplay both days.
Aw.
My best friend, who's my right-hand lady, will be in cosplay. We encourage our volunteers to dress in cosplay because it's fun, right?
Yeah.
So come dress in cosplay. Come mingle, shop the vendors, do the panels, go out and eat at the food truck. If you want to stay later, there's the racetrack. There's the casino that
the
you have
casino,
to be
yes,
21 years of older
yeah.
to go. But really, you come in and you can meet the celebrities. And what's cool about us is, I said we're small, right? We're small, but we're mighty and we're growing. But the nice thing is when you go there, you get to have a moment with the celebrity you're meeting. Like, it's not rush, rush, rush. You get to make a memory. You get to make a memory with the vendors, with the other attendees. Like, we actually had somebody come last year, actually several people come last year for the first time, and other volunteers.
Wow.
It's kind of open to
What
whatever you want to do.
sounds really great about your event, though, is that like not only do you make the memories with the celebrities, but it sounds like people really make connections and have moments and like could build relationships with fellow fans.
Exactly, and that's what it's about.
Well,
It's
what a great
camaraderie.
thing.
We're family.
Yeah.
Even
Love
if you
that.
have different ideals about core values, morals, whatever, you come
There's
together.
something in common,
Yes. And the common thing
That's
is
what's so great about art, and media. Like media, people sometimes think of it as divisive, but media can pull us together. It's about celebrating that which makes us humans. Makes us create art and appreciate art and live art. So.
And what's cool is we have everybody that walks through the door, everybody's creative in their own way, right? Everybody has their niche, but there really is so much creativity from the vendors to the attendees to dress in cosplay, and you're like, oh my God, you put so much work into that.
Well-
to the guests who come and they go above and beyond to make sure that they get to see each and every person that
It
wants to
sounds
see
like an
them.
incredible experience. So we're going to have links to that on our website. And Charlie, before we go, I want to give you a moment to pull the mic right up to your face there, and like just wanted to say you're planning an event like later in the month. I don't know if you have an exact date yet, but like tell us a little bit about that before we close out this show here.
Yep. So August 30th, it'll be at 10 a.m. and it'll be at Bald Mountain. So I'll have a Facebook event that people can sign up to. I'll create that. I was planning on creating it tonight anyway, so that works out. I will message that to you if you don't
Great.
mind sharing that out.
Of course, I'll get that up.
So I do this typically twice a year.
Yeah.
I do one at Green Lakes, one at Bald Mountain. I'm looking to expand that.
Yeah.
I just need to get more people to want to go.
Yeah.
But the whole goal of it is just get people outside, get them to a point where they're comfortable. They're at a place that's comfortable. They don't have to worry about, am I going to be safe? I guide everything. I bring first aid. I bring water. I ask you to bring water yourself, but I have it in case you don't. I pretty much supply everything. You just got to bring the willingness to go and show up. And then I take people through. I show people my perspective on nature.
Well, it sounds amazing. Both events, we're going to have links to all this stuff. We're going to keep in touch with you guys here. Our guests today have been explorer photographer Charlie Perrotta and Tiffani Beth Gager from the Sci-Fi Horror Fest, which is taking place next weekend at Vernon Downs. If you'd like to hear the show again, or if you want to see the YouTube version or our pre-recorded segments, feature stories, we're going to have the videos and podcasts of the show online at uticaphoenix.net/Media Monday. Our sound engineer is Jonathan Brooks. He's DJ Jay Easy, and he's up next with the Easy Ride Home. Jim Hall records the show for YouTube and podcast. Billy Christopher is our associate producer. Nabil Khan is our entertainment correspondent. He'll probably be at your Sci-Fi and Horror Fest. Nabil Khan, I would say. And I'm Ron Klopfanstein. I'll be back next week with another Hot Seat Media Monday.